TwitchCon?
How's it going all? Welcome back to Mogul Mail. I'm back from my reconnaissance mission where I infiltrated TwitchCon this past weekend, and I generally had a pretty good time. But when I got home, I opened up Twitter.com, the mistake that I always make, and I noticed that hashtag boycott Twitch was trending, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he just noticed it. He wasn't reveling in it. You know what I'm saying? Tabs are lined up, boys.
You know, I was busy having a good time at the event, a little schmooze and a little business, trying not to get fired by Susan Wojcicki. So I decided to dig in with all the things that were wrong with TwitchCon. I will say off rip, the trend's a little bit confusing. Generally, the point of boycotts is that you have something that you feel needs to change, a goal that you have with a company, and so you boycott the product until they make the change. This doesn't have a clear goal of what they are trying to change in this boycott. It more so is, we are mad at you, so we're not going to use your service. And it's specifically for Minecrafters, which mostly feels like it might just end up hurting the Minecrafters. Because I'll tell you what, no people are boycotting the streams of XQC, Hasan, and Mizkif, who are gladly live and thriving on Twitch right now. So it doesn't make too much sense to me. I also saw this thread of everything wrong at TwitchCon from someone who wasn't at TwitchCon that had almost 100,000 likes. But one of the things on it was about how they're turning away people with bags at the TwitchCon party, which I think is a good thing, all things considered. So like a good policy to make sure you can do bag checks quickly and concisely and no one brings in anything bad. So I compiled everything that I think went wrong with TwitchCon, bearing in mind that I had a good time, but I was probably treated a bit differently because I'm friends with some higher up streamers and, you know, I get a pass every now and again. The biggest thing, the biggest problem that I saw happened at the Lenovo booth at TwitchCon. Now, bear in mind, this is not...
Dude. That's Will on the bottom. It's wild because, like, we did so much fuck shit. I jumped on Will as well. Is this you on Tucker Carlson's show tonight? Raw Egg Nationalist slonks raw eggs daily. No, that's not me, man. Slonking is when you gulp down raw eggs. That's not me, motherfucker. You guys cleared out all the foam? No, we did it after. Anyway, this feels like seeing all those photos of of people who watched nuclear tests from 10 feet away in the 50s. Yeah, this is like, we were straight up fucking playing with death over here, not realizing that it was upon us. You know what I mean?
Technically a Twitch sanctioned thing. You know, they sold the space to Lenovo, and Lenovo made this booth to show off their laptops, yada, yada, yada. And one of the things they had were these giant purple little squishy rods, and then you stand on a platform and you try to hit the other person off the platform. Classic camping games. And after one of the wins that Adriana Chechik had over her opponent on this battle to the death, she did this. And this is kind of hard to watch, so if you want to close your eyes, I'll let you know it's over. But she wins, she cheers. Oof. And she falls right into the foam pit. And although this seems like a delightful foam pit that goes miles deep, it's about 2 full foam blocks thick, which is about an inch of padding when you're really jumping onto it. And so that's hard to watch because Adriana Chechik, although nods that she's good, realizes quickly she's not good. She's in a state of panic here because it's not a delightful experience falling into that pit. In fact, she broke her back in 2 places and had to get surgery because of that fall. Now, they didn't shut down the booth after that, shockingly. They kept
Get back to this.
The booth open and even tweeted stuff out like, we have our first pit dive winner of the day. I mean, listen to the commentators talking about the booth.
All about safety here at the Lenovo Legion booth. Want to have a good, clean, fun, be able to jump into that foam and enjoy yourself at the end of the day and not have anything lost.
We're just looking at...
Yeah, losing things in the booth is one thing, but I think you also don't want to jump into that foam pit, which I didn't realize because I also was in that foam pit without knowing any of this happened, and I did it after it all happened. So thankfully nothing happened to me. Not the only injury, by the way, that happened at TwitchCon. We had another one here. They were doing the Balloon World Cup, the Ibai event, and right here on the right side, I'll play that one more time.
No! That one is even crazier.
This streamer broke her ankle.
There's
The picture of it. Her name's Zummers. It's been an overwhelming 48 hours, but I'm okay.
Stop.
And I'm back at home resting. I want to thank everyone who wished me well. Your girl don't go down without a bang. I broke my ankle in 3 possible ways. So a couple injuries, some safety concerns. But the safety concerns didn't stop there. There was a Dream S&P panel that Dream was weirdly not on. It seems like they almost forgot about him because they just dragged a chair for him and had him hold his own mic. Kind of weird. That had 400-person capacity. Okay. You are talking about Dream after a face reveal with all the biggest Minecrafters doing a panel with a 400-person capacity at an event with over 30,000 attendees, a lot of whom are teenage Minecraft fans. So there were lines out the door that were 5x the amount of people who were actually allowed in, which created a lot of safety hazards. I think there were some people who even fainted at some points. It was very difficult for people with accessibility issues, people in wheelchairs, to even try to get into a lot of these events, into photo booth lines. And that's part of the reason why a lot of the Minecraft community was upset. It just felt like not only did their favorite content creators get the short end of the stick, but all the viewers who were just excited to see their content creators didn't feel like Twitch was helping facilitate that process well, especially for people who have a harder time traveling around. And that's not the end of it. There was also another Minecrafter, Amesy, who was misgendered, who they got the wrong pronouns for. They wrote she, her, although Amesy goes by any pronouns. So she, her's not wrong, but it also makes people think that she only goes by she, her. And if your company's gonna be like that, hey, we're left leaning, we're liberal as fuck, teens, fucking we're hip as hell. You gotta do it right. You gotta do it right. And I know there's a lot of employees inside of Twitch who are all about it, but the people who probably write things on the prompter are just doing their job and don't know, right? So it always comes across a little bit boomery and very out of touch. And this is another moment where they're out of touch when they got Amesy's pronouns wrong. And then, hey, this is just all time. This is just for the lulz.
I know this isn't your team, but I think the community would be interested to hear more about how Twitch gives one streamer a long suspension, but not another who does the same thing. How does it seem like Twitch applies the rules unfairly?
Good question.
Again, more myths busted. So we apply our rules very consistently.
Keepo, Kapapa, no shot. That is an actual sentence that was said. But I thought that was just kind of a funny thing. And one of the crazier things that happened, and I'm not going to leak who at the moment, but there was a streamer at TwitchCon, big streamer, a woman who was there, who was doing a Twitch event, and then while leaving the event had zero security because the security was preoccupied with all the Minecraft people, which I get, but was left by herself and then was ambushed by swarms of people. This happened to me a lot. I noticed that if one person would ask me for a picture, I would get swarmed because everyone else would notice it. And even if they're not fans of me, would come up to get a picture like they're collecting Pokemon cards, which that's fine, right? I don't mind people getting pictures. But because this woman was by herself, all the people that went up to her swarmed her. She was crowded, and one random guy, one creepy ass dude, licked her face, which is just fucked. And you would hope there's slightly better security for the streamers, and it's even across the board. But it felt like there was just a bit of a lapse there. It seemed like there was a huge disconnect between the security who actually ran the convention space and the security that Twitch hired themselves. Because there was even complaints from the security about the attendees.
Oh, thank God. What happened?
It was these people that come to this thing were so verbally abused us.
Oh, what?
She's talking about how a lot of people were verbally abusive,
Really?
terrible, and were kind of socially inept, which not too wrong when you're talking about stream viewers, all things considered. Twitch clearly has grown a lot, and it's a lot harder to run an event at the scale now, and there's a lot to learn from this.
That's what happens when you put Twitch chat and Twitch streamers, some of the most socially inept motherfuckers on the planet, in one compact area, okay, where they're just fucking kind of sitting there and are interacting with real human beings that have not been online in a long time.
For them, generally, most of the weekend went well, but clearly a few big problems. Not to mention, I have to call this out, a lot of the bullying and harassment that happened that I'm not very happy with. In fact, it was done by some other big streamers. Let's just roll the clip.
Bro. Yo, I told y'all there was gonna be a Ludwig ass nigga in the fucking spot.
Yeah.
Yo, what did I tell? Yo, Ludwig, first of all, is cool as fuck. Bro.
I'm just dancing. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like Twitch should allow this bullying. Anyway, boys, that's about everything that went wrong with TwitchCon. If there's anything else I missed,
He
let me
deserves
know.
it. He deserves
And
it. He
thanks for
deserves it.
watching.
He deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it. I'm defending Kai.